I decided to do a series on DV. We're not supposed to say that word either. I don't know why. How we gonna bring awareness if we can't say the word? Okay, so I want to talk about DV probably all week from the Diddy case. You know, I want to bring awareness because people seem to think I'm on Diddy's side and I'm totally not. I was just for the law. You know what I'm saying? Stand on the law. So what I'm doing is bringing awareness to DV probably the next week. It depends on, maybe longer. It depends on what all I come up to. I'm going to be doing other videos too. But I'm starting with celebrities that has faced DV and nobody seems to talk about it. I'm just outdone how this Diddy case has been blown out the water, and people acting like this is the first time they heard about DV. And it's people that came before Cassie that happens to be African American women that nobody talked about. So I want to bring awareness to these women before Cassie, and a lot of these women are celebrities. Tonight, y'all, I'm talking about Tammy Terrell. Who know about Tammy? Tammy Terrell is a beautiful, beautiful black woman. And she came into the industry at 17. I'm going to show you a little clip about her life. And Tammy had she kind of had a sad story. She was taken advantage of by several young men when she was 11. They took her innocence and pretty much beat her. She didn't let that stop her. And she didn't become, you know, a lot of times when people go through that trauma, they become introverts, they become weird to people. She became an outgoing person. She was flamboyant. She loved men. And now it makes sense when we see a lot of girls like in school or in church, women, and they just all in men's faces and they sleep with different men and they sell their bodies. A lot of time it comes from trauma. We thinking, man, they need to be ashamed of themselves. That's trauma. They feel like I'm gonna give you what you want. And if I do this, maybe you won't have to take it. So when y'all see women like that, especially young girls, you need to sit down and talk to them and say, did something happen to you? Instead of being quick to judge them, ask them, did something happen to them? Because that's what happened to Tammy. She was 11 years old, and a bunch of boys, I think 4 of them, ran through her. She didn't get the choice to pick the person who would break her virginity. They took it. So her dream was to sing. Tammy started singing, and she met a famous singer. She caught his eye, and he pretty much put her on the map, and that was Mr. James Brown. She went on the road with James. She was a backup singer. But he had a motive. His motive was, I want to talk to this beautiful, light-skinned girl at 17. He was 12 and a half years older than her. So when she was 17, he had already hit 30. He was about almost 30. And here you go with a 17-year-old kid out there on the road with a 30-year-old man and his group. Her parents said they didn't want her to go, and she went against their will. At 17, you pretty much don't have a say-so. You know, you pretty much don't have a say-so what your kids do. She was determined to go on the road with James. She went out there, and the saying in the Bible, a hard head makes a soft behind. And that was the downfall of Tammy Terrell's legacy. When she started singing, she got exposed to things she shouldn't have got exposed to at 17. From drugs to alcohol to X. Well, James decided, since she was a kid, I'm going to groom her. I'm sorry, this hair's in my face, y'all. I'm going to groom her. So he made it his business to groom this little girl. And after he started grooming her and giving her all this good X, because he's a grown man, is exposing her to stuff she ain't never been exposed to, doing things to her that nobody never done, of course her mind gonna be spinning. So he decided, I'm gonna start beating her. If you don't do what I say, I'm gonna put my hands on you. Now she thinking this is love. She's 17. She with one of the biggest stars out here. She on tour. He putting her in a position. So what if he choke her sometimes and bust her in the face? He giving me something I never had before. Attention, love, fame, and money. It was worth it in her eyes. Until one day, they were on tour and James was on stage. And I guess Tammy got a little distracted. So every time he looked back there and he's performing, doing his little, he performed and looked back there, he didn't see Tammy. So you know what James Brown did? The legendary James Brown. I feel good. James Brown, guess what he did? He got off stage after the show and he beat her bloody. Now you gonna tell me nobody's seen this? Nobody's seen this man that's 12 and a half years older than this kid putting his hands on her. You know what makes me mad about the industry? Everybody wants something, so they don't see nothing. They allowed James to continuously to beat Tammy Terrell. And her parents knew it, but they couldn't do nothing. So a lot of times we see her blaming the parents. By that age, like Cassie was 19 when she met Diddy. Well, she was 22. She was 19 when she was messing around with Ryan Leslie. And he was 10 years her senior. Parents can't do nothing, y'all. It's hard enough trying to control a damn 12-year-old. Let alone a 19-year-old, 17-year-old. The law ain't gonna do nothing. They pretty much grown. 19, you are considered grown. So Tammy said, enough is enough. I'm out of here. She left. She had somebody take her to the bus station and she left James that night. And she was gone forever, ever. But after all the beatings, and I left something out. Tammy suffered from migraines. She kept getting these headaches even before she met James Brown. So when he was putting his hands on her, knocking her upside her head, she was suffering from these headaches and seizures. She didn't know why. A lot of it came from stress. So she went on and she got discovered by Motown. And she was picked to open up for the Temptations. Who in the Temptations, y'all? 5 good-looking, famous men. Motown's biggest artists. David Ruffin was the lead singer. Anybody who was anybody would have loved to open up for the Temptations, especially a woman. Temptations used to have panties coming on the stage. I know older women that talk about them like, girl, we was throwing panties on us. I said, your panties? Yeah. David Ruffin with them thick-ass Magoo glasses was knocking them down. And they wanted him. So, guess what? Tammy Terrell started dating David Ruffin. Which was like he was like 5 years older than her. Not a bad gap. But what was David Ruffin's problem? He had a substance abuse. As well as James Brown. You see her pattern? She found another person just like the one was putting his hands on. And 9 times out of 10, Tammy Terrell told David Ruffin what James Brown had did to her. This is what I told y'all in the last video about that damn stupid pillow talk. Some stuff you take to your grave, ladies. Because A man, 9 times out of 10, tell me if I'm lying. When you go out with a man, normally he don't talk. He very short. Yeah, I'm from here. How many kids you got? I got 3. Oh, you with your baby mama something? Nah, it's over. He don't give you details. We chatterboxes. Blah, 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 blah. And my baby daddy did this, and that's why I'm not with him. And his mama slapped me one day, and then I did that. Y'all tell every detail of your life, and he just be sitting there looking at you like, wow, really? Dang, that's messed up. You know what he doing? He got a notepad up here. And he write down the notes of you talking about your trauma. And in the same voice, you telling him how you endured it and you stayed. So he remembering now, oh, I know how to treat her. I got this. So she telling David Ruffin because he a new thing, and he probably giving her all the good loving. He's singing to her, baby, I ain't gonna treat you like James. Until one day, David Ruffin got a little too high and beat Tammy Terrell with a motorcycle helmet. Beat her bloody. Cracked her head all over. Now, she already get headaches and seizures, right? David Ruffin took a helmet. Do you know how hard a helmet is? And beat the dog crap out of Tammy Terrell. Almost killed her. But that wasn't the first time he beat her. That was just a straw to break the camel's back. She had almost died before she left David. Do y'all remember the movie The Temptation? The uncut version. You gotta go watch the uncut. They was at the picnic. And Tammy, she was real floozy and all over all the men. And she was like, hey. And David Ruffin looked at his pusher, his crug dealer, and said, go get that B. That was Tammy Terrell. So he went over there, and what did he do? He grabbed her. And she's sitting there like, and she was real pretty. She had a mole like mine. Tammy was so pretty. Well, a sad story how it ended. Oh, I missed the part. She started singing with Marvin Gaye. Ain't no mountain high. No, her and Marvin Gaye made hit after hit. They became best friends. No, they never dated. I know people was like, he was in love with her. No, Tammy was more like his sister. But one day they was performing, and all the beating she had endured, she fell out on stage right into his arms. They thought she had died right there, but she didn't. A few years later, if not, maybe a few months later, Tammy got real bad from her headaches. They found out she had a brain tumor. Before you know it, from age 17 to 24, a short-lived career, Tammy Terrell ended up in a wheelchair. She became blind. Her hair fell out. And she weighed, 93 pounds? At the time of her death, at 24 years old, 1 month before her 25th birthday. It sounded like the Tupac and the Big story. They became famous within a few years and then they was gone. It's so horrible and so sad that these men have the need to beat a woman like she their child. James Brown beat her because she didn't watch his entire show. That lets you know he had no respect for her. He just enjoyed putting his hands on her. Who does that controlling? You just stand there my whole show, so when I get off here, I'm finna beat you bloody. After hearing her story, this ain't the first time I heard the story, y'all. This is the first time I went into details. I lost a lot of respect for James Brown. A lot of respect. And he died with a little penny in the bank. You know, James Brown did a tour after death. His kids allegedly kept him in their house a couple days. And then he went to one city and went to another city, like Aretha Franklin. They did a whole tour dead. That's how big James Brown was. I mean, everybody loved James. Michael Jackson, everybody. But did they know he was beating women? I'm saying, I don't care how much you love a celebrity, would you still love him if you know he beating women bloody? Did anybody pay attention? Her family seemed to think her brain tumor came from being beat in the head from James Brown and David Ruffin. Because them the two she dated from 17 to 24. And both of them beat the stuff out this woman. And nobody talked about it. Nobody went to jail. James Brown became a mega star after that. You know how that was in the 60s. Do you know how many years James Brown lived to be the legendary James Brown? He did go to jail a couple of times looking like a Thundercat because his butt was strung out. David Ruffin, he deleted his own self. It was self-suicide because he got on a substance. Oh, and David Ruffin asked to marry Tammy. And she accepted. He did not just beat her, he embarrassed her. She got on TV and everybody, I'm engaged to David. They were like, oh my God, for real? And then somebody happened to say, but what about his wife? And she like, huh? You know David married and got kids. He do? And he got a bunch of women. So she got embarrassed walking around with that ring on, and David Ruffin was already married. So Tammy's short-lived life was horrible, y'all. Horrible. Gang craped at 11. Headaches from all her life, from 11 to 24. Meeting James Brown, who beat her. Leave him and fall in the arms of David Ruffin, who beat her. And then she gets sick in a wheelchair, go blind, lose her hair, go down to 93 pounds and die. David Ruffin, karma came back at him. He kept missing shows. He couldn't kick that habit. He died broke. One of the biggest singers, the lead singer of the Temptation, you know he got kicked out the group too. They Bobby Brown in his butt. Well, Bobby Brown got David Ruffin because David did it first. David Ruffin was so broke at the time of death that Michael Jackson had to pay for his funeral. Michael said, I just want to do a good deed because I don't want to see a legend like him go to his grave any kind of way. So Michael Jackson paid for David Ruffin's funeral. How do you die as one of the biggest groups in the world, the lead singer, and you don't got no money? You can't even afford to die. That was what karma looked like. But I'm going to show y'all a little bit about Tammy Terrell. Because a lot of y'all don't know who she is. And I'm charging my phone. I hope y'all can still see. I don't want to... I should have enough juice on here, y'all, so I can get closer. Hold on. I want y'all to see who Tammy Terrell is, and it's a little documentary about her life. And I got to keep interrupting because that's YouTube's policy. I cannot just show a video without giving credit. And it's called a commentating video, so I have to speak on it every few minutes. So don't get mad when I stop it, y'all, because that's the policy, and I can't be getting in trouble with YouTube no more. This is giving credit to who made this video. It just say YouTube. I'll find out in a little bit. But let me play this video with Tammy Terrell. Look how beautiful she was. Y'all see the mole? Look at that mole, just like mine. She was so pretty. Here we go.
I'm sorry. Undoubtedly, one of the most talented and gifted voices this world has ever seen, the kind, beautiful, and vivacious Tammy Terrell was something else. On top of this, her chemistry with duet partner the legendary Marvin Gaye was magical. Their voices were not only exquisite, but perfectly matched. Many say they were a match made in heaven. Away from this, her intelligence too was unrivaled. An honor student in high school who went on to get a pre-med scholarship at the University of Pennsylvania, she was definitely cut from a special cloth. And this is why her passing on at a mere age of 24 due to brain tumor sent shockwaves to every corner of the world, as it was such a tragedy to lose such a special soul. It is in the public domain of how much of a tortured soul she was, the cruelty she faced throughout her life, and that a number of her fans have never quite moved on from her demise. A section of them believe that in some way God got tired of Tammy being misused and took her to a better place, away from this cruel world. Regardless.
Did y'all hear him? Ain't that sad though? When you hear some of these stories, it breaks your heart. He said, in a way, it seemed like God got tired of her being misused and took her away from this cruel world. Ugh, I hate this.
We can only imagine what she could have turned out to be had she been given more time. Many assumptions have been made about her untimely death and her life in general, with many rumours and hearsay going around, but this is her candid and untold story, a story that will help clear the doubts and give answers to the vague and undefined question marks.
I can't show commercials, y'all. Hold on. So, I can stop it. I can't stop it.
Tammy was born Thomasina Winifred Montgomery on April 29, 1945, in a pretty tough neighborhood of Philadelphia, as the eldest of the two daughters to Jenny and Thomas Montgomery. Jenny was an actress, and Thomas was a barbershop owner and local politician who was well respected. Tammy's birth was more than anticipated. They really looked forward to.
Did y'all hear that? She was well off. She had both her parents, very successful. Her dad was even a politician. Good people. How do you end up being a good person raised like that and end up in the arms of James Brown?
Her birthday. Reason. Her parents really hoped she was going to be a boy for her to be named after her dad, but it was not meant to be. They decided to settle on Thomasina, the feminine name of Thomas, and nicknamed her Tommy. Right from birth, she was full of life and energy, the lively type, always going around entertaining anyone and everyone. The parents, impressed by this, enrolled her to piano and dancing lessons when she was only 3. She also began singing in churches and school talent shows and developed a deeper liking to music, telling everyone how big of a star she would become. Her relationship with her mother, however, wasn't that great, as she was always in and out of hospital due to depression and headaches. Fast forward, at age 11, what happened to her changed her character forever. One evening, on her way home, she was beaten up and molested sexually by 3 older boys. For a while, she became withdrawn, and her energy...
I'm quiet because it breaks my heart. This story really hurts me. I just realized they were older than her. I thought they were like her age. 3 older boys did this to her. They beat her up and took her innocence. Isn't it sad what women go through, little girls go through? That's supposed to be a precious moment. And some idiots. And she's not the first, won't be the last. Man, y'all gotta watch our kids. I don't care if you gotta walk them to school, sit in their classroom, talk to them every day. It's predators out here looking for your little girl.
Energetic personality vanished as she sought to stay behind closed doors. Reports say that even though she managed to identify the boys to the authorities, the case was in some way swept under the carpet. Being introduced to sex in such a way was in many ways brutal to her. Just a kid, by 3 older, stronger boys, in such a painful, forced and violent way, isn't a way for a girl to be introduced to such a sacred act. And considering it was still in the 50s, there were no therapy, supports or such for victims of abuse. Also, considering her mum was sick, she had to silently heal, and that's what she sadly did. They say the moment she resurfaced again, she was a totally different person, possessing the...
Her mother was sick. I don't know if her dad had died, but she had to silently heal. Think about this. She's 11. 4 teenage boys older than her beat her and took her innocence. And her mom couldn't even help her because her mom was sick. So she had to heal herself silently.
opposite of what people expected. People expected her to hate the men. She loved them more and was always around them. People expected her to be laid back, depressed, and with low self-esteem. She was extroverted more than ever, vivacious and always full of life. She became promiscuous too. We managed to reach out to a couple of psychologists to get answers on why victims of abuse would result to promiscuity, something that ironically reminds them of their trauma every time they indulge, and what they told us in some way resonated with us.
I don't know why I can't get past these commercials. I'm sorry, y'all.
Anyone who knows me knows I love Royal Kingdom, but not everyone knows why.
I can't even get past
Allow me
it.
to list the ways. 1, it's the best puzzle game ever.
1. Victims would become promiscuous because, believe it or not, it serves as a defense mechanism for them. They feel if they behave this way, no one will bother them because they're in.
Do y'all think that's true? They use it as a defense mechanism to be like flirtatious and be all over men and chase men and sleep with different men, because they feel like if I do that, they won't bother me. That's what I was just saying. A lot of women do this because they feel like, let me just give them what they want so they don't take it. Now we got to start thinking twice when we see women or fast little girls and be like, why they doing that? We need to start questioning why they're doing it, not talk about them. And we got that bad. I can't stand her little fast, but you don't even know why she doing it. It could be something mental going on with her.
Control by using their bodies. If you are controlling, then they can't hurt you. There's also the idea that you aren't worth anything besides for sex, and that you're ready to offer it, as you believe people view you as an object. Anyway, she was ready to face the world again. It is also during this time that she also began having severe headaches, which they brushed it off with the excuse that it ran in the family and was just a normal thing. She became super active in the talent shows and even managed to win a talent contest at Philadelphia's Earl Theatre while she was still 11. She also decided to change her name to Tammy, inspired by the theme song of the film Tammy and the Bachelor when she was 12, probably driven by the urge to disassociate with her former self. 4 years later, after hard work and persistence, she was discovered by the legendary Luther Dixon and signed a deal with the one subsidiary of Scepter Records. She recorded the ballad If You See Bill under the name Tammy Montgomery, and also worked on doing demos for the Shirelles. In 1962, she recorded a second single, The Voice of Experience, and left shortly after the godfather of soul, James Brown, saw her perform live and decided to give her a contract to sign as a backup singer for his revue concert tours. This was one offer she was never going to turn down, considering how big of a name James Brown was.
I want to point out something. I tell you, I got to keep stopping this video. I was so into it, I let it play too long. This is what I was saying with Cassie, y'all. They want to be famous so bad that they don't look at predators. James Brown is almost 13 years older than her. She thinking, oh, Mr. Brown want to help me. And I want to be famous. Listen to what he did.
Despite her parents' objections, considering how young she was. What she didn't know was James Brown not only saw the talent, but also her beauty. Once they hit the road, he didn't waste time on her. He began showering her with numerous gifts just to lure her into liking.
He got her away from her parents against her will, their will. He got her on the road, what R. Kelly did to Aaliyah. Away from her guidance, he smothered her with gifts and money. And I know it was X involved with the S. This is what they call manipulation. She's young, she's vulnerable, she already been raped by men. She feel like he care about her because he's showering her with gifts. She away from her mama, she feel grown, and he an older man. I hope y'all know young girls like older men. It makes them feel like they're doing something. Some. I used to think they had worms. I'm just being real.
In 1963, she recorded the song I Cried under Brown's Try Me Records, which became her first charting single, reaching number 99 on the Billboard Hot 100. Despite her music career looking promising, she was not happy. Not happy because of what was happening behind curtains.
Beautiful.
She was in an abusive relationship with James Brown, who was known to be a very controlling man.
Look at this picture. Would y'all look at this picture? Now you gonna tell me, he actually looked like that when they were dating. He old on that picture. But don't he look like somebody auntie with a press and curl that used to be on Krugs? I'm just... She did not look at James Brown and say, oh, he fine, I'm going to talk to him. No. Tammy seen an opportunity. And this what y'all better talk to y'all kids, y'all nieces, y'all grandbabies, because they chasing money at any cost. They don't understand sometimes they in the lion den. They don't care how a brother look. They just looking at their pockets and what they driving and what they can give them. And sometimes they end up like Tammy Terrell.
Tammy decided enough was enough when Brown, after a live performance, hit her for not staying to watch him perform till the end. She left and never looked back.
Feelings take control.
I'll be trying to get past the commercials on this one, and I can't for some reason.
She then signed with Checker Records a year later, releasing If I Would Marry You, a duet concentrate to pursue her dream to be a doctor. She had the intelligence and the beauty and the talent to be anything she wanted to be. She was an honor student at Germantown High School and had managed to get a scholarship to attend the University of Pennsylvania as a pre-med student. 2 years in, Jerry Butler convinced her to sing with him in a series of shows in nightclubs, assuring her that she'd continue with her schooling. In April 1965, while touring with Butler during a performance at the 20 Grand Club in Detroit, she was spotted by Motown CEO Berry Gordy, who promised to sign her to Motown.
He was like out of the bar.
Tammy agreed and signed with the label on April 29, 1965, her 20th birthday. It is also in 1965 where she was briefly engaged to heavyweight boxer Ernie Terrell, the brother of...
You know what I want to say? Berry Gordy have been blessed to be up under the radar. Berry, you ain't exempt. I'm about to get Berry next. I'm going to do a documentary on Berry Gordy, because you can't tell me that all these celebrities like these young girls and they want to date these young girls, but Berry Gordy was the boss and he wasn't dating these young girls. One for a fact I know he was dating, because he got a baby by her, Donna Ross. Do y'all know Berry Gordy was married when Donna Ross had that baby? Y'all know who Donna Ross' baby by Berry Gordy is, right? The one that played Paul, wife on the Temptations. That's Diana Ross and Berry Gordy's daughter. Should have just liked both of them. So Berry Gordy, he didn't care what these celebrities were doing to these young girls, because they were all passed around.
Jean Terrell, a future member of the Motown supergroup, the Supremes, and even went ahead to assume his surname Terrell, as it felt more convenient as a stage name. She made her label debut with the single I Can't Believe You Love Me, which became Terrell's first R&B top 40 single, followed almost immediately by Come On and See Me. In 1966, Terrell recorded two future classics, Stevie Wonder's All I Do Is Think About You, and the Isley Brothers' This Old Heart of Mine Is Weak
This old heart of mine.
All the follow-up singles never quite hit the airwaves. After the release of her first single on Motown, Terrell joined the Motown Revue opening for the Temptations. It is here that she embarked on a torrid romance with the Temptations lead singer David Ruffin in 1966, who at the time was at the top of the world with the group. It is said that at one point, Ruffin even refused to travel with his fellow Temptations in a bus and opted to travel with Terrell in a limo.
Y'all know why he wouldn't get on the tour bus with the rest of the Temptations and he kept Tammy in a limo? Control mechanism. If you with a brother and he taking you away from everybody, And he only wants you to be around his friends. The Temptations was his brothers. He didn't even want her around his brothers because he wanted to sex her up and beat her up. And he didn't want none of them to manipulate her to say, why you with him? Because you know Otis and Blue and all them. They like, what you doing? So this is his way. I'm going to keep my woman to myself so none of y'all can't say nothing when she got a black eye. Leave her alone. That's control.
He always went in heavy in impressing her. She even accepted her surprise marriage proposal the same year.
Listen to
but
this.
shocked to her, she learned that Ruffin was married. He had a wife, 3 children, and another girlfriend in Detroit. Topped up with Ruffin's drug addiction and pride, it marked the start of numerous problems with the two always engaging in violent arguments. It is said that her headaches doubled during this time from the constant quarrels which really affected her emotional state. She decided to end the relationship in 1967 after Ruffin allegedly hit her on the head with a motorcycle helmet.
Man, this commercials is tripping.
Now in colourful ceramic.
Her luck finally came in 1967 when she was chosen to replace Kim Weston as Marvin Gaye's recording partner. Even though Gaye had previously recorded and found success with Mary Wells as well as Weston, he and Terrell found a chemistry that neither of them had experienced before. Tammy was very spirited when recording with Marvin. Marvin at the time was a laid-back, shy gentleman, while Terrell was a real ball of fire. Maybe it is because she finally found someone who let her dominate without the need of making her feel inferior like her past experiences with men. The duo broke into the top 20 pop chart in 1967 with Ain't No Mountain High Enough. The twosome string of hits continued with If I Could Build My Whole World Around You, Your Precious Love, which landed in the top 5 in 1967, Ain't Nothing Like the Real Thing, and You're All I Need to Get By, which topped the R&B charts in 1968. It was no doubt that Terrell-Gaye chemistry produced some of the most memorable love songs of the Motown era, and the aura of romance that the two created in their songs led to persistent rumors that they were lovers. The duo also performed together on television shows to their hits. They were voted the #1 R&B duo in Cashbox magazine's annual year-end survey in 1970. Though the partnership was creatively and professionally successful, Terrell and Gaye were doomed as a team from the start. After suffering from severe migraine headaches for some time, on October 14, 1967, while performing Your Precious Love with Gaye at Hampton-Sydney College, just outside the town of Farmville, Virginia, Terrell collapsed into Gaye's arms on stage. Doctors first diagnosed exhaustion, but later discovered a brain tumor. She underwent her first...
She had been through so much trauma with James Brown and David Ruffin. When she finally found some happiness with her friend Marvin Gaye, and they was not lovers, they were just friends, her health started declining. That's why I say her story is so sad. When she finally found some peace and making hit records and about to take off, this happens to her.
Surgery, and after recovering, she returned to Hitsville Studios in Detroit and recorded You're All I Need to Get By. Both that song and Ain't Nothing Like the Real Thing reached #1 on the R&B charts. Despite Terrell's optimism, her tumor worsened, requiring more surgeries which totaled 7. By 1969, Terrell had retired from live performances as she had been ordered by doctors not to perform due to her tumors. Motown issued Terrell's first and only solo album, Irresistible, in early 1969. Terrell was too ill to promote the recordings. There was no new repertoire on the album. All tracks had been recorded earlier and subsequently shelved for some time. Late in 1969, the optimistic Terrell made her final public appearance at the Apollo Theatre, where Marvin Gaye was performing. As soon as Gaye spotted Terrell, he rushed to her side, and the duo began singing, You're All I Need to Get By Together. They were given a standing ovation by the public. By early 1970, as the complications worsened, Terrell was confined to a wheelchair. She experienced blindness and hair loss and weighed only 93 pounds. Following her 8th and final operation on January 21st, 1970, Terrell went into a coma and never woke up. She died on March 16th, a month before her 25th birthday. This sent shockwaves to everyone, with Marvin Gaye being hit the hardest with the news. It is said this marked the start of drug abuse by Marvin Gaye. According to Terrell's fiancée, Dr.
Wow, they said that's what started his abuse. He was so hurt from his friend Tammy that he picked up a substance. That's the last thing y'all need to do. If y'all going through anything in life, and y'all know I've been through it and going through it now, I have never, ever, ever, thank God, thought about picking up a substance. The more I go through, the more I pray. Don't let nothing deter you to ever start a habit like that, because it's only going to make your situation worse.
Ernie Garrett, who knew Gaye, Tammy's mother Jenny angrily barred everyone at Motown from her funeral, except for Gaye, who she felt was Terrell's closest friend. She blamed the label for failing to protect Terrell while she was undergoing abuse. Terrell's funeral service was held at the Janes Methodist Church in Philadelphia. She was interred at Mount Lawn Cemetery in Sharon Hill, Pennsylvania. Despite her untimely death and short career, it is wild to imagine the indelible mark she left in the music industry. She overcame bigger barriers and everything that was thrown at her to ensure we experience her special gift. With all this beauty and the brains, we can only phantom what she would have turned out to be had she stayed much longer. Lastly, we should not feel sad of what she went through. Let's celebrate that she's in a happy place. She would never want us to empathize with her. She may have gone through all that abuse for us to learn that we can still turn out to be the best versions of ourselves, regardless of the situation.
Amen.
No excuses. And as the great Martin Luther King Jr. would put it, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Let's try and forgive all those who did her wrong, for it is through that we prevent history from repeating itself.
Amen. All right. Her story just gets to me, man. And this is why I get mad at people like Cassie's and the folks that know these stories. I don't even know if Cassie know these stories, but you're supposed to study stuff like this so you won't repeat the cycle. Don't let her death be in vain. Don't let Tina Turner's death be in vain. Everybody know about Ike and Tina. So why would you get with an Ike when Tina already paid the price for you not to meet Ike? You got to pay attention to the signs. I don't care how good he smell. I don't care how good he look. I don't care how much money he got, what he's spending. Do you want to die like Tammy Terrell? Do you want your children to die? Because a lot of you parents are like Tina Turner mama. Oh, you know Ike's a good man. He don't mean no harm. He just a little jealous. Tina, go back home. Girl, I got my mortgage to pay. I pay my bills. Most parents that have their kids in the industry are being taken care of by their kids. So they turn the other cheek. They pretend not to see it. But Tammy Terrell mother tried. Did y'all hear her? Didn't want her daughter to go? And then she was so hurt about Tammy dying, she kept everybody from the industry from her funeral. Except Marvin Gaye, her friend. Stevie Wonder couldn't even come. She ain't letting nobody come. That lets you know how disappointed she was with the industry. It's because of y'all, my daughter is dead. Nobody stopped it. Berry Gordy, where were you? I know Berry Gordy went on the road a lot of times. He at home. He the big chief. He running his household. He running a corporation. But I remember watching the Temptations movie, and they had chaperones. You know what I'm saying? They had people watching over the younger folks. Even the bodyguards, they there more than the producers and the managers. The bodyguards see everything. Why these bodyguards don't say nothing? Like Gene Deal. Gene got all these stories. All these stories. But not one time did Gene say, I called the police. Not one time did Gene say, I made a citizen arrest. Or I knocked him out for doing that. No, he just got stories. And what do? Y'all pay to listen to him. It's like, okay, you got a story to tell. It's too late. This already happened to that person. So what you telling the story for now? Yeah, Diddy wasn't this and Diddy wasn't that. But you worked for him and was getting his money. And that's what makes me mad about the Diddy situation. Everybody around Diddy was getting something from Diddy. And right now in this case, nobody, until the feds picked him up, wanted justice. They all wanted money. Cassie went to Diddy and blackmailed him for $30 million. She didn't want him to go to jail. And if he's so bad, this is what I would love to ask Cassie. If he's so bad, Diddy is a monster. He got most of his money from being vindictive and conniving and beating on folks and taking people innocent. That's dirty, dirty money. That's the devil money. Because everybody said that's how he got it. What you want it for? Why do you want the devil's money? That's what I understand. You blackmailed him for $30 million. Didn't you say that was dirty money? You shouldn't want to touch no demonic money, right? The barbershop guy, the one who was doing Diddy hair, just came out. He said, I'm suing him. Nobody said I'm pressing charges. This world we live in, y'all, is all about the dollar bill. And people will sell their soul for it. And a lot of people are not here no more because of it. People go cheat, people will act crazy, people will do all kind of stuff, but it's up to you to deal with it. It's up to you to deal with it. And I'm going to say something funny. It ain't funny, but it's funny. It's one person that was in Motown that cheated and left his family. And he should have got his ass whooped. And I don't even promote violence. Stevie Wonder, little Stevie. Stevie cheated on his wife, who had his back, checking him around. Go this way, Stevie, go that way. Probably done wiped his butt before because he couldn't find his butt. And you mean to tell me he cheated with a younger girl and got married, divorced her, got married, and had some more kids? Boy, I'm about to make you see. Ain't no way in the hell Stevie Wonder should have been running around cheating. And who, I'm asking, who took him? That's who I want to fight. Who took him? Because he can't drive. Who took Stevie's ass and who introduced him to the woman? Because he can't say. So what the hell happened here? Somebody got to introduce my husband. Man, this industry just crazy, man. I mean, you can go on and on and on with these stories from Hollywood. And the moral to this story is keep your butt out of Hollywood. It's not even that serious to be famous no more. I just realized Hollywood is overrated. Hollywood is demonic as hell. You got to give up something. That's how Hollywood is. You have to give up something. I don't know if it's a family member, your self-respect, your innocence, your pride, but Hollywood wants some collateral that mean a lot. I don't want your car, I don't want your house, now I want something personal. And that's where the sacrifices come in. A lot of them would sacrifice stuff just to be on that stage. And all these people yelling and screaming at them. It just feels so good. I think they would walk away from Jesus. But that's the story of Tammy Terrell, y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. Please get my likes up. My channel's still struggling a lot, as y'all can see. I don't get the numbers like I used to, but I ain't going to stop until I drop. I'm not going to stop until the end. So I'm going to keep on talking, keep on praying, trying to figure out what videos, go get my algorithm back in motion. I need y'all to please share. I know y'all got TikTok. I know y'all got Facebook. I know y'all got Instagram. But y'all upload some of my videos. And I know a lot of people ain't going to watch the long videos. And I'm long-winded. But I got a whole lot of shorts. Upload the shorts, and maybe they'll come to the channel. Tell your friends, go ahead and check out my girl. Subscription is free. Come on and subscribe to the channel. It's free. Help me get that plaque behind me. I need 100,000 subscribers to get that plaque. I got 44,000 more to go. Ooh, that's a long way. But hopefully, I don't know if I can get it by the end of the year. If my channel start popping again like it used to, I can. But I promise you, I ain't going to stop until I get it. Support the channel if you can. I don't care if it's $1. Support the channel. Y'all got my Cash App. Capital NINA 121269. My Cash App. I have super chats. I have what is it called again, TK? It's a button you push by the comments. What is she called? Hype. It's a hype button. I want y'all all to look at y'all comments right now. Hype this video. There's something new YouTube is doing. So TK found it. I thank her for it. Hype my video. Make sure you make a comment. Make a comment. Please say something. I don't care if it's hi Nina. Because the more they see you active on the channel, the more the channel goes up. I don't care if you say, I don't like Tammy Terrell. Say something. Let me know you there. Let YouTube know you're there. And I greatly appreciate a like by pushing those 3 dots. Right now, you live, you can tap your screen twice and it'll do it for you. But if you see this later, it's 3 dots. Hit it and it'll push the thumbs up. And also, what else I was going to tell y'all? Oh, the bell. Put all notifications so you can be notified when I go live. But until then, please pray for my channel. I'm in a fight for my life on my channel. I know it don't sound like nothing to y'all because y'all not YouTubers. But when this is your dream, when you love to do what you do, when it don't feel like work, you want to stay afloat. You want it to work out. You want to feel like I accomplished something. Do y'all know how much money that Tisha Tells made? Sherelle and Perry, I think Sherelle, I don't know right now because everybody's channel was messing up, but Sherelle and Perry was bringing in $35,000 a month. Sherelle's World. And now it's down. She might be bringing in 20 a month. Tisha Tells, 40, what they say, 40 to 45,000 a month. A month. Some people don't make that all year. So when we be talking about YouTube mean a lot to us, y'all taking it lightly. Go find a job. Let it go. This is an opportunity, y'all, with no ceiling. The sky is the limits. When we say the sky is the limits, YouTube, the sky is the limits. When you take off and they let you up in that floodgate, it's going to change your life. That's why I go so hard on YouTube. When people was like, go get a job, I can go get a job, and I'm going to go get a job till my channel come back right. But I can't give up YouTube because I'm seeing what people make. Tasha K became a millionaire in less than 10 years. How long you been on your job? You a millionaire yet? Tasha K worth like $5 million in 10 years from YouTube. Charleston White is a millionaire for talking about people on YouTube. If y'all don't think there's a lot of money on YouTube, why do you think all the celebrities come and start a podcast? When their career go down, they run to YouTube. Joe Budden, his podcast, allegedly I heard he make $1 million like a week or something from his podcast. And he wasn't making that selling albums, records. It's people make more money on here than they make in Hollywood. You know it's money on here if LeBron James' wife got a podcast and she got one with her best friend. She don't need the money, but she making a lot of money because LeBron is her husband. Just off his name. She probably got monetized as soon as she said live. She monetized. She probably had thousands of people waiting to be members. So if you know how to cook, clean, sew, whatever you know how to do, start you a channel. Stop just depending on the job, because that's what y'all be stuck on. I got my 401k. I've been there 25 years. Okay, you go retire. You gonna have a couple $100,000, if that. Couple, you can travel and stuff. But just think you put all that time in yourself. Because what you did is just build up somebody else's company and they kids out on jet skis at their beach house. Your kids in college that you paying for working for them. They ain't paying for your kids' college tuition. But I want to get to that mark. And if Jamel Peterson see this, the comedian, I love his channel. I love Jamal. He was one of, is it Jamal? Am I saying his name right? I always say his name wrong. He was one of the first ones I was following. And people used to tell me that him and I funny. He's really a comedian, and I'm peons to him. But when I got on YouTube, y'all, he had, at that time, I think 20,000 subscribers when I was, actually he had like 15 when I started. Then I got monetized and he had 20, and I was down to like 5. So we was only like 15,000 away from each other. I'm at 66,800 and something. He way over 100,000, almost 200,000. Every video he makes is between 50,000 and 100,000 views. I used to be like that. I don't know what happened to me. I'm trying to reach him so he can tell me what I'm doing wrong. And he's making about 25,000, 30,000 a month. Every time you look around, he on vacation with his woman. So please understand this. When we say help us support the channel, we making, I ain't gonna say we. I'm gonna say we. I'm gonna claim it. Making over and beyond what doctors make. They go to college. They went for years. And all we doing is talking. It don't get no better. This is your girl Nina from Unbreakable Strong Woman. Please support the channel. Please, please, please. If it's just pushing like. I greatly appreciate y'all. Thank you, Latasha. How you doing, girl? What y'all think about the video? What y'all think about Tammy? Wasn't she beautiful? I'm praying for you and your son. Thank you. I really, really need it. I greatly appreciate it. I need it. Can somebody help me and my kids get out of a hotel tonight? But can somebody help me and my kids get a hotel room tonight? Why you and your kids are in a hotel? What's your name? Are you new to the channel? Are you even a subscriber? You know why I don't ask my members to randomly help? Because I don't be knowing who people are. And some people, it's so much going on, y'all, that a lot of people are fake. And I'm not saying you are, dear heart. But I need to know a little bit more about you before I have people offer. Because I got stalkers, I got crazy folks, I got people that maybe trying to get krugs. That's why I'm more amped to help members that showed us who they are and had conversations. Have you tried a shelter? You have kids. You cannot be out here with your kids. And right now, I don't know where you are, but right now in Michigan, it's 12:23. Where y'all been all day? I mean, for real, you should have been trying to do that before the sun went down, y'all. Don't wait till the middle of the night and try to get a room. Are you in a serious situation? Are you in danger? I mean, what's going on? We have somebody on here, y'all, saying that they need help, but I don't know who they are, so I can't even push that agenda. Don't forget Mr. Rowland. Who? Don't forget Mr. Rowland. You talking about Roland Martin? That's who you talking about? Joyce. Hey, Nina, your comments need to be at least 3 words. Oh, I didn't know that. Elaine said, Lambert said, when you do a comment, it got to be at least 3 words to count. So you got to put at least 3 words. Thank you for that information. I didn't know that. Florence says she's watching. Hey, Sean Perry. Hello, Nina, and keep up the lady. God bless you and your family. Thank you. Hey, Denise. TK always got my back. Always telling me How to run this channel. She always helping me because I'm girl. You know I'm lost. Berry Gordy. Older daughter is Diana Ross' daughter. Oh yeah. I don't think she the oldest though. Ray Charles was cheating on his wife. Yeah, we already know that from the movie. You know what? These people are horrible, y'all. They go on the road. You thinking they working and they sleeping with their co-workers. They doing all kinds of. It ain't even the celebrities by themselves. It's your husband going on a business trip and he's sleeping with his secretary. I mean, people that can't control they stuff. I mean, damn, that's crazy to me. All I can say is he won't hit nobody else when I'm done with him. I know that's right. All right, y'all. You got to push at least 3 words for it to count in the comments. So please remember to do that. Oh, Marvin beat up David Ruffin? Did he? She said Marvin beat up David Ruffin for hurting Tammy. Now that's a true friend. That is a true friend. I am glad. Thank you. God rest both of their souls. All 3 of their souls. But thank you so much, y'all, for watching. I'm going to let y'all go. It done got late. This your girl, Nina from Unbreakable Strong Woman. Please stay safe. Look at the signs and don't let nobody piss in your ear and tell you it's rain. I'll talk to y'all in the morning. Peace out. Good night.